Choosing the right portable air conditioner can make a big difference when summer temperatures start rising. Between cooling power, room coverage, noise level, energy consumption, portability, and installation, not every model is designed for the same type of use. To help you decide, I've selected the top 3 portable air conditioners you can get right now, based on cooling performance, ease of use, features, portability, and value for money. In the third, I picked the Taroven, and this is an interesting option if you want something more powerful than a basic fan, without having to install an exhaust hose through a window. The first thing I noticed is that this is not a traditional compressor air conditioner. It works as a fan, humidifier, and evaporative cooler. Without water, it simply circulates the air like a tower fan. Once you fill the tank and add the reusable ice packs, the airflow feels cooler and more refreshing, especially when you are sitting relatively close to the unit. One of its biggest advantages is the large water tank. Compared with smaller personal air coolers, it requires far fewer refills. The manufacturer advertises up to around 20 hours of continuous operation, although the exact runtime will naturally depend on the selected speed, the room temperature, and how much water is being used. The included ice packs are useful during hotter days. After freezing them, you place them inside the water tank to lower the temperature of the air passing through the cooling pad. This does not produce the same cold air as a real air conditioner, but it creates a more comfortable breeze than a standard fan. Airflow is another strong point. The unit uses a high-speed motor and offers 3 fan speeds, allowing you to switch from a gentle breeze to much stronger air circulation. The 80-degree automatic oscillation helps spread the airflow across a wider section of the room, rather than directing it toward only one person. There are 4 operating modes, including normal, natural, cooling, and sleep settings. I found the sleep mode particularly useful because it lowers the fan speed and keeps the noise around a more comfortable level for bedrooms. The display also switches off automatically after a few minutes, which prevents a bright light from disturbing you during the night. The included remote control makes daily use much easier. You can change the speed, mode, oscillation, and timer without getting out of bed or leaving your desk. The timer can be programmed for up to 12 hours, so you can let the cooler run while falling asleep and have it shut down automatically later. Portability is another advantage. The unit includes wheels and a built-in handle, making it easy to move between a bedroom, office, and living space. Despite the large water tank, the design remains relatively narrow and does not take up too much floor space. Energy consumption is also low compared with a true compressor air conditioner. It costs much less to operate and can be a useful solution when you mainly want personal cooling rather than reducing the temperature of an entire home. The main limitation is that its effectiveness depends heavily on the climate. Evaporative coolers work best in hot and dry environments. In a humid room, adding more moisture to the air may make the space feel uncomfortable, and the reduction in temperature will be much more limited. It is also important not to expect it to cool a large closed room in the same way as air conditioner. It is better viewed as a powerful cooling fan that creates a comfortable zone around the user. Overall, the Taroven is a practical choice if you live in a dry climate and want long runtime, strong airflow, a large tank, and low electricity consumption without installing a window hose. It offers the best capacity of the 2 evaporative models, but because it is not a true air conditioner, I placed it at number 3. Secondly, I chose the Zenelix, and this model is better suited to people who want something compact, modern, and easy to place close to a bed, desk, or sofa. Like the Taroven, this is an evaporative cooler rather than a compressor-based air conditioner. It combines 4 functions in one unit, working as a tower fan, humidifier, mist cooler, and personal air cooling device. The main feature is the fine mist function. Once the tank is filled, the unit releases moisture into the airflow to create a cooler sensation. On dry and hot days, the difference compared with a regular fan is noticeable, especially when the unit is positioned close to you. The tank is much smaller than the one on the Terraven, so it will require more frequent refilling during long sessions. However, the smaller capacity also keeps the overall design more compact and lightweight, which makes it easier to move from one room to another. I like the 4-speed settings because they provide more control over the airflow. The lower settings create a softer breeze for working or sleeping, while the highest setting feels much stronger and is better suited to warmer afternoons. The 120-degree oscillation is one of its strongest features. It covers a wider angle than many compact tower coolers and spreads the air more evenly across a room. This is useful when two people are sitting in the same area, or when you want the airflow to reach both sides of a bedroom or office. The remote control is simple and convenient. You can adjust the fan speed, mist function, oscillation, sleep mode, and timer from across the room. The 12-hour timer is also useful for overnight use, or for avoiding unnecessary operation when nobody is present. The integrated handle also makes it easy to carry between a home office and bedroom. The unit consumes much less electricity than a traditional air conditioner because it does not use a refrigeration compressor. For personal cooling, this makes it an economical option during periods when you do not need to cool an entire room. In my experience, this model makes the most sense when used at close range. If it is several meters away, the cooling sensation becomes much weaker. The main weakness is that some product descriptions call it an air conditioner, which may create unrealistic expectations. It does not extract heat from the room or vent hot air outside. The room temperature may not decrease significantly, especially in humid weather. The small water tank is another limitation if you plan to run it for many hours at a time. Overall, the Zenelix is a good personal cooling option for bedrooms, dorm rooms, and home offices. It is compact, easy to control, offers excellent oscillation, and works well when placed near the user. I placed it at number 2 because it is convenient and flexible, although it still cannot replace a real. And to finish, first of all, I picked the FeelFun, and this is the only model in this ranking that operates as a true compressor-based air conditioning system. The biggest difference is that this unit actually removes heat and humidity from the room. It includes an exhaust hose and window installation kit, allowing the hot air produced by the compressor to be vented outside. This means it can genuinely lower the room temperature instead of simply creating a cooler breeze. It is designed for spaces up to around 600 square feet, although real-world coverage will depend on insulation, ceiling height, outside temperature, sunlight, and the number of heat-producing devices in the room. Cooling performance is much stronger than the two evaporative models. Once the exhaust hose is installed correctly and the room is closed, the FeelFun begins producing genuinely cold air. It works especially well in bedrooms, apartments, dorm rooms, and medium-sized living spaces. The adjustable temperature range goes from around 60 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. You can choose the exact temperature you want, and the compressor cycles on and off to help maintain it. This is a major advantage if you want consistent room cooling rather than temporary personal comfort. The 3-in-1 design includes cooling, fan-only, and dehumidification modes. Control options are another major strength. You can use the touch panel, included remote, or mobile application through Wi-Fi. The unit is also compatible with Alexa and Google Assistant when paired with a suitable smart speaker. The app allows you to change the temperature and operating mode without being next to the machine. This is useful if you want to start cooling the bedroom before going upstairs, or adjust the settings from another part of the room. The 24-hour timer provides more flexibility than the 12-hour timers on the other two models. You can schedule the unit to turn off after you fall asleep, or start before you return home. The sleep mode also reduces noise and adjusts operation for overnight comfort. It is much louder than an evaporative cooler, but that is normal for a machine capable of genuinely cooling a room. Installation is relatively straightforward. The included window kit fits most sliding windows, and the exhaust hose connects between the unit and the window panel. The 4 caster wheels make it easier to move. It is portable in the sense that it can roll between rooms, but it still requires access to a compatible window wherever it is used. The removable and washable filter makes maintenance simpler. Cleaning it regularly helps maintain airflow and cooling efficiency, especially in rooms with dust or pet hair. The main downside is noise, which receives mixed feedback from customers. Some users find it acceptable for sleeping, while others describe it as one of the loudest appliances in the room. Cooling results also depend heavily on correct installation and room conditions. Another point to remember is that the exhaust hose must always be used in cooling mode. Despite being described as portable, it cannot operate effectively as a true air conditioner without venting the hot air outside. Overall, the FeelFun deserves the #1 position because it provides genuine room cooling, strong dehumidification, smart controls, and enough power for medium to large spaces. It costs more to run and requires window installation, but it is the only product in this top 3 capable of truly reducing the temperature of an entire room. That's it for this top 3 portable air conditioners. As you've seen, each model has its own strengths. Whether you want a low-energy evaporative cooler for personal comfort, a compact tower design for a bedroom or office, or a true compressor air conditioner capable of cooling an. If you are interested in the product, the link is in the description. But above all, subscribe to not miss the next videos. See you soon.